So, the Chicago Marathon hurt me. Well, that's not entirely true, but I kind of hurt myself. But it's not in the dramatic way of kind of a race day collapse at the finish line and you're just kind of holding on to everything and you're passed out. Nothing like that. This one was kind of a slower kind of... it happened over months of training. I think a lot of it was just overuse, and so a lot of the times you ignore a lot of those things and injuries and all that stuff, and because sometimes you're just focused too much on the actual goal of what you're doing. So let's talk about training and all that kind of stuff that led up into it. Now, if you've talked to me previously and you kind of got to know me early on, you would see that there was a lot that went into kind of race day. Now, Chicago just was not the race for me. It was one of those days where I was feeling really good and I was literally dancing in the hotel room beforehand, and I was excited for it. But leading up into all this, it was a lot of early mornings. I remember my legs feeling super heavy all the time. There was a lot of just build up to it, right? There was a lot of long runs and all this stuff, and it slowly kind of consumed me. I was literally running all the time, and I loved it. It was so much fun. It was a lot of fun to practice eating different things and just kind of practicing to see what would sit well with my stomach, and there just was a lot to it. Now, miles kind of stacked up. Fatigue was super normal. And then, if you're a runner, you kind of understand when I say this, but you kind of get used to running through pain, and you kind of just run through it, and then it's like, okay, it stops, and you're good. It's something that we all kind of go through. So running always kind of felt like progress until eventually, after the marathon, it just didn't. Now, race day. Absolutely insane. Talk about adrenaline. I mean, I think I woke up super early that morning. I couldn't sleep the night before. I was literally tossing and turning because I was so ready to just run. And so when I woke up, I was literally dancing. I mean, I think I sent a video, and I was literally just pumped to just be awake and ready to do this. And so it was a lot of months in preparation, and I was super just ready for it. Now, but underneath all this excitement, I think what ended up happening was I started the race out too fast. I made that rookie mistake, and my watch was off, and it was just a whole thing. So it came out way too fast, burned out insanely fast. But it was a good time still. Don't get me wrong, it hurt a lot. And just, there was just so much to it. I mean, it was amazing. Come mile 9, I felt something wrong. Something wasn't exactly right, and just didn't... I had prepped and just kind of gotten ready, and I can get to about 15 miles and just kind of coast my way through it. I had never gotten to the point of a mile 9 and being like, what is that? Because I had gotten one of the worst cramps I'd probably ever gotten, and it didn't feel like something I was used to. My entire leg locked up, and I just was like, okay, that's different. So kind of went through the race, kind of got through everything, and just kind of pushed through it. Agonizing couple of miles, and we finished the race. I mean, it was amazing. I crossed the finish line, and I was so pumped. Texted everybody. I was receiving a whole bunch of texts. I mean, I was literally... It's an emotional experience. I mean, no one ever tells you how emotional it is. It just feels amazing because all this time and all this work, even if it's not the race you want, you still experience something on a spiritual level that it just feels right. It feels like everything I've done these past couple of months was worth it. So, like all of us, we take a little bit of a break. So after Chicago, after everything's kind of said and done, you get your medal, you get past the first couple of pain days that happen afterwards. I couldn't really walk those few days after. I think I was a good 4 or 5 days where it was hard for me to actually just walk, and I had a lot of pain in my knees, had a lot of pain in my feet. It just was kind of hard to fall asleep at night. So there was a lot of, biofreeze and, icy hot and all that kind of stuff that was getting rubbed on just to kind of alleviate some of the pain. Now, 2 weeks after Chicago, I thought it'd be good to just go on just a quick little recovery run to kind of get my legs underneath me again to see what it feels like. And I had this pain in my knee that was kind of burning, and I was like, I figured it was just something that happens after a race, and maybe there's just a lot of inflammation and whatever, but it didn't feel right. So I rested, my knee was inflamed again, and I was like, man, that hurts a lot. Sorry if y'all can hear my cat, but that hurts a whole bunch. And so went through this whole thing, went through everything, and maybe a couple of days later, I would go out for another run. And I only do about 2 miles, and I can't even get past this little pain. I'm limping, and I'm like, I've never felt that. What's going on? Something was up. Something really did not feel right. I didn't want to totally admit that that was what was happening, but something was up. Coming a few days later, I can't even run a half mile. My knee is so inflamed, and it is brutal. And so I finally made the decision to actually get help. And so I decided, let's look into physical therapy. So, physical therapy. This one is the one that was kind of like, okay, well, I got to figure out what I'm supposed to do. And so I started researching, jumped online, found On the Run Physical Therapy, which is, they're based out of Cedar Park near Austin and that kind of area. And quickly, I kind of figured out this is the person I need to be going with. So his name is Sam. He's a physical therapist out of, like I said, the Austin area. And the help that's been kind of going on with that has been amazing. I mean, it's been something I've been looking forward to, and it's something I look forward to every month to kind of get my knee checked out, and there has been progress. But for now, I'm rehabbing. You know, I'm trying to learn how to move again, trying to learn how to get this knee stronger, because I'm super nervous to actually run. I'm strengthening what I ignored. That's a big one. I didn't take into account the strength training or even movements that would support my knee. I was just focused on running. I would lift a little bit here and there, but I didn't realize that there's strengthening for running and getting better and working on, stability and all that stuff. I'm not a professional runner. It's a hobby for me, and just like these videos are going to be a hobby for me to just kind of document me kind of getting back into running. But now running's not really about the miles anymore. It's about showing up. It's about having patience, and it's also about just being humble. A marathon humbled me. That's honestly what it did. It changed me in a way that I respect the distance. And don't get me wrong, I spent months working on this, and I spent months practicing and prepping for it, and I did respect it. But when you do one, there's a different level of humble. You're like, okay, that's rough. That's what that feels like. Because I didn't know what it felt like. So now I do. So it's going to be different. I think this training plan and this way we're going to go about building everything is going to be different. So now, this is where this channel begins. This is the whole point of this channel. It's not about setting PRs. It's not about finish lines or doing the next race or whatever it is. But it's starting at exactly 0. Nothing. I can only run about a mile right now, and I'm trying to work up towards 2 miles without pain. But this is my journey back into running. It's going to be step by step, setback by setback. I mean, it's going to be something I'm just documenting it's for my own self, really, but I just wanted to kind of try and get stronger and build and learn as much as I can about running. So this is not about being stronger than before. This is not about the crazy trying to qualify for something. This is simply just being stronger, not just physically, but also mentally in the running space. So, if you're injured, or you're restarting, or even just starting your running journey, you're not alone, right? I have questions. I want to learn more about it. I want to just get back into it. So this is day 1. This is not day 1 of me working out. I've done it before, but this is day 1 of documenting and everything, and learning as much as I possibly can about being the best runner that I possibly can be. And so we're rebuilding all from the very beginning. So this is from 0.